Hi, this is Angela McFarlane and you're stamping with aMac. This is our final card in your goodie bags for the Make and Takes. This was designed and prepped by Jackie McGee, and I did a little bit of stamping and die cutting for you as well. And I'll just take you through this fun fold card. So thank you very much, Jackie, for all the time that you've spent. So you will have all these bits and pieces included in your envelope, and they have been pre-cut and stamped for you. You do have some basic instructions in there as well, but I'll just point out a little typo here. For the rectangles that were cut for these two sections, it's the 5th largest die for this layer here, and then it is the 4th largest one for the white layer which goes on top, not the 6th. So just keep that in mind if you're wanting to make another one of these. It's a lovely fun fold. I haven't made one of these before, so I'm excited to make it. Okay, so we will be using the Crane of Fortune stamp set and bundle for this. So the matching dies. It's a beautiful set. This is one of the distinctive stamp sets. So you can see there's various shading on the stamps. So that gives you a depth of color when you stamp it. So they're really, really pretty. Okay, so this is your base card. And then this is the next layer that will go on top of that. But before you stick this on, we need to attach our designer series paper. So this designer series paper, you will fold in half because it's the same width. This is a square and it's the same width as your white base. So we'll give that a good score. And we will attach this to the underneath part there, both top and bottom. So the best way to attach this, I would just use liquid glue and just do a little bead around the edges. I don't go too close to the edges so I don't get glue everywhere. And then you want to just attach it like so. And I'll push it right into that crease, and then you know it's properly attached. Then I'll do that on the other side as well. I've already done a little bit of pre-creasing on this one. So this one here, I will also just put a little bead all the way around. Don't use too much glue because you don't want it to ooze out. And I will attach that in there. So if you're wondering where this pattern came from, that actually came from the beautiful artistically inked stamp set. This is also one of the distinctive stamp sets, and it just created a really beautiful border along the sides there. And the color of the ink that we used here was soft succulent as well, in case you're wondering. Okay, once this is attached, then what you will need to do is to fold these bits into the center. So from the corner into the center on each other, and hopefully we'll get a nice neat point at the top. And give them a nice burnish with your bone folder as well. So I've pre-done this one, so that was a bit easier. And then what we will want to do is to stick those flaps together as well. So once again, best way to do this, I would be putting the glue on the outside parts. That way you won't risk getting it too close to the edges and have it oozing out in the center, because that's the last thing that we want. So this way there's plenty of glue there. Just burnish it all down. And the same again, repeat, just follow your crease line, and I go about 5 mil short of that to make sure that I won't have glue where I don't want it to be. Okay, so once we've got that, we can give that a nice burnish along the top and bottom. You can choose whichever way you want your card to go, whether you want it to go that way or that way, really doesn't matter, depending if you have a preference for your pattern. And now, after we've attached the designer series paper, we can attach our glue to the back of this, and that will go on our Misty Moonlight layer. And we should have a nice border around this of a few mil. What I like about liquid glue is it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, so you can line things up nicely and get them straight. Okay, once we've got that attached, you can attach these 2 layers. This was stamped with this floral image, and I just kept changing directions, and I did actually stamp off to make that a little bit lighter. You can choose which direction you want it to go, although at this stage it really doesn't matter. So once again, a little bit of Tombow around the edges. And what I love about the rectangular stitch dies is that they are layering. So they nest inside each other really, really well. So once we've got that down, then we can attach our crane. So you can see, you can choose where you want to, which way you want your paper to go. It's entirely up to you. I think I'll go that way. So I won't put glue on his beak because it will poke over the edge a little bit, and I won't go over the tail here either because that will poke out. And I'll just put a few little drops on his legs so you can see that it sticks over the edges a bit. Actually, I can put some on the beak there, that won't matter, but the wings will be hanging over a little bit. So I'll just move that around there. And I can pick that up, avoid the glue, and attach the crane where I want him to go. Okay, once that's attached, we need to attach this to the front of the card. So as you can see here, that's been nicely centered on the card, and you can see how much is attached there. So what I'm thinking of doing is just seeing that's about 1 inch down, so I'm just going to put glue on this part of the flap. So we're not putting it on the underneath side like I was just about to. So I know it's about 1 inch down, so I'm just going to put a little triangle on there and make sure it's well clear of where we're not sticking. If you're unsure, use your ruler. That way, you can attach this and make sure it's attached nicely centered. And I haven't got glue oozing out anywhere there where I don't want it to be. Okay. You will also have in your kit little Velcro dots. So the best way to attach these is to stick one onto this flap where you're going to go, and I wasn't meant to peel that off just yet, but I will attach that one to make it stick there, and then I will simply close my card on top of that, and when I open that up I know it's in the perfect position. So I hope you've enjoyed that and have fun making it. So this is where you can write your little message, and it's just a little fun fold card using the gorgeous Crane of Fortune stamp set. And this is also the beautiful Crane of Fortune designer series paper. It's a really, really pretty paper with the gorgeous gold accents and stuff in it. And then if you wish to add your little optional dragonflies, you can add those as well. It's up to you if you want to use a big one or a little one. I might actually go up there and use both of them. And you can either use your glue dots, but I don't know where mine are at the minute, so I will use a drop of glue instead. And if you know me, I'm always saying less is more when we come to glue, and that's why I will only put a drop of glue. You could even pop them up on a mini dimensional if you wanted to. So I'll have that one going up there. And there you have it. There's your Crane of Fortune card. I hope you've enjoyed that. Happy stamping and enjoy the retreat.